the whole idea of Fubar was to do something that is like True Lies, and it has to stay always in the spirit of True Lies. If it deviates from that, I don't have any interest in that.
I just knew she'd bring a level of elevation to our show.
You know, dreams do come true. I feel like that's the perfect storyline for me. I really thrived having a pig in my presence the entire season. I feel like anytime you work with a kid or an animal, they just naturally bring out the best in you.
And I'm without my love, and I can't go out in the field with Luke, so Barry has a lot of struggles. But in the end, he perseveres.
Boom!
I told you. Back.
Carrie-Anne, you've played so many strong characters in your career, and you seem to be having an absolute blast playing Greta. What interested you the most about getting to step into her shoes?
Dancing the tango with Arnold Schwarzenegger definitely was, when I read that, the opportunity to work with Arnold was definitely the biggest draw for me. And of course, I loved the character. I thought she was going to be a hoot to play, and she really was. It was just so much fun.
Now we do a little Q&A, and if you're a good boy, maybe a little T&A.
And Arnold, I actually read your autobiography, and I love how you always consider yourself a student of the game and are very observant of your fellow actors. So what was your biggest takeaway from Carrie-Anne as a performer?
It was a confirmation that, practice makes perfect. And when I started doing the dance sequence with her, I could see how intense she was about doing the reps and doing the rehearsals and practicing over and over again, because it gets to be very tricky when you do the dance sequence and to kind of match it to the music and to do the dialogue, 4 pages of dialogue and all of that stuff, because every time you say a line, it has to be said at exactly at the same moment, with the same turn or the bit bending down or whatever it is. It has to be coordinated in such a way that you never make a mistake, because otherwise they can edit. And so it took discipline, and then I saw right away Carrie-Anne is this kind of a person. So I said to myself, well, here's a perfect example that practice makes perfect. She believes in the same things. She believes in the reps. And she enjoys and really loves the profession of acting and entertaining people and all this stuff. So for me, this was kind of like really, confirming of what I believed in, and it made me feel good that I found kind of like a soulmate there.
Carrie-Anne, you've given us so many iconic roles over the years, whether it's Trinity, this, or even your role in Star Wars Acolyte. How does it feel to be an actor who immediately elicits such a massive reaction from an audience?
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel so lucky that I'm still working and that I'm doing even more action than I did, say, after The Matrix, I'm just so into it in a way that I'm just so excited that I enjoy it, that I want to do it, that I'm asked to do it. I just feel very grateful. I really enjoy the physical part of what I do for work, when whether it's dancing or an action sequence. Of course, the acting is fun, but acting with action is something that I really enjoy.
And Arnold, obviously the same could be said of you, and you've pretty much done it all at this point. So at this point in your career, when you receive a script for an episode of Fubar, what are you looking for to consider it a satisfying experience?
Well, the whole idea of Fubar was to do something that is like True Lies, and it has to stay always in the spirit of True Lies. If it deviates from that, I don't have any interest in that. Because that was the idea of the first season, was to do True Lies and accept the TV version of it, and to show the same kind of action, and to show the comedy and to show the fun of it, and to show kind of like how my life is so great and I'm so perfect as a spy. But when I come home, I'm the regular, just, person that has problems with the daughter, problems with the wife, problems with the family and all this. And then that broadens it also now in season 2, because now I have this larger family. The older people that worked with me in season 1 are around me, and they're still now there, but in a safe house. Now we're in trouble. And so I think it makes it really fun to kind of develop that scene. Everyone stays here and stays safe.
I'm gonna grab my go bag.
Head and head, I'll meet you outside. Yeah.
Or how we get on each other's nerves, and we have to go out and do the work. And then all of a sudden you introduce Carrie-Anne, an ex-spy comes into my world and all this stuff. So to me, that was always the key thing, is to keep it kind of like the intensity, the drama, the comedy, the action, and all of this stuff based on true lies. If we can keep that balance, then we have a winner. Because the first season was a winner. It was huge. It was #1 for an endless amount of time, and now season 2 has even ramped it up, especially in the later episodes. It just really ramps up with the action and with the comedy and all this stuff. So I think that they have done an extraordinary job with that. So to me, that is what is important about all of this.
First, I want to ask the three of you about Carrie-Anne Moss, because unfortunately you don't share many scenes together, but she has such a presence over the entire season. Fortune, what was your reaction to her joining the project?
I mean, I was pumped. She's freaking Trinity, you know, like so iconic, and in you know, one of the biggest movie franchises ever, and you know, has done many things since. But I just knew she'd bring a level of elevation to our show that I was really excited to have on the show, but also anytime I got to film with her, it was such a treat. She was so lovely. So yeah, nothing but a super positive experience.
Travis, I have to ask what it was like to have a season where you're essentially attached at the hip to a little pig.
You know, dreams do come true. I feel like that's the perfect storyline for me. I really thrived having a pig in my presence the entire season. I feel like anytime you work with a kid or an animal, they just naturally bring out the best in you. And so for me, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing the action sequences. Dexter's his real name in the show. His name is Hamsteak. I thought he added a lot of love to the set. I feel like he made it interesting, and you know, he kept everybody entertained. And I think our storyline is pretty ridiculous this year in the best way. So, hey, if we get a season 3, we can add another pig to the mix.
Milan, Barry is having a pretty tough season, but I also imagine it's tough to make sure a joke lands. So as an actor, do you prefer to have more of those internal struggles to deal with on screen, or to provide bits of comic relief?
Listen, comic relief all day, every day. I love to make people smile, so any chance I get to crack a joke, I love it. So yes, season 2 is a challenge because, yeah, Barry is without the love of his life. And also, as you know, season 1 ends, we're all in this van because our identities have been revealed. So that means we are stuck together in a safe house, and I'm without my love, and I can't go out in the field with Luke. So Barry has a lot of struggles, but in the end, he perseveres.
I told you. Back.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.